Okay, business loan brokers. So you want to make more money. And there's one thing apparently that you can do that will help you make more money, fund more deals more often. But what is it, right? Is it choosing another lender, right? Is it going and getting the special leads, the exclusive leads, the Glenn Gary Ross leads, right? Whatever it may be. Is it changing up your products? What is it? What is something you can do that can help you earn more money? Well, let's talk about it. Okay, well, I want to share some information with you right off the bat that's going to make a big change in your success rate as a business loan broker, okay? Successful conversion and rate of funding is a reflection of your process, not the lender's process, okay? And it's not the products they're offering versus what other lenders are offering or other brokers. It's not about other getting exclusive leads, the best leads. Somehow somebody has the better leads than somebody else. That's not what it's about. It's about your process. And it determines everything. Truly, it really does. And this is probably the most overlooked aspect of business loan brokering. You see, I think this image really speaks volumes. You talk to a client and your pre-qualification is really, do you want money or do you not want money? Do you have a property lined up if it's a real estate deal, if it's a business deal? Have you been in business for 1 to 2 years? Are you grossing more than $10,000 a month in revenue for 3 consecutive months, whatever it is? Forward me your application and bank statements, right? Forward me the property address, the information surrounding what your purchase price is, right? Whatever it may be, right? Around the deal. And then you just forward to the lender. They're approved. There's no qualification going on. Excuse me. There's no qualification going on at all. You're just essentially saying to them, hey, you want money? Okay, give me your information. I'm going to forward to the lender. And then you're gambling. There's no process here. So it's no wonder if you talk to a lot of different people who say, yes, I want funding. Yes, I'm in business. Yes, I have a property I want to purchase, or whatever it is, if it's a real estate deal. You think you have a deal on the table. It's not that simple. That you're not qualifying those people. You don't actually have a deal. And so it seems like you have a low rate of funding and that deal's just never fun. That's because you don't have a proper qualification process. And that's the problem. Not the product, not the lender, your process, right? And wasting time on clients that have no chance of getting funded because you don't understand the difference between a fundable deal and a non-fundable deal, between a fundable client and a non-fundable client, between a purchasable asset and an asset that the lender's never going to lend money for the purchase of that asset, whatever it is, or someone trying to leverage an asset like real estate, equipment, vehicles that they don't actually own. They have no equity in. The bank owns. So how could they ever eject cash out of equity if they have no equity, right? Or provide a loan to somebody that you think can afford the loan, but they can't afford the loan. Their financials don't reflect room for affordability of a repayment schedule. There's restrictions, seasonality, risk, fraud, default, whatever it is in the past. These are the things that we need to understand, and these are what prevent deals from funding. What does your process look like? You see, there's a procedure to this, a very specific procedure that you need to follow when talking to any client. Doesn't matter who you're on the phone with. Somebody who's never talked to a lender before and this is the first time they're borrowing money, or a whale who's bringing up millions and billions of dollars on the phone call and throwing their weight around and being a tough personality and saying, I gross, millions of dollars every year and I have millions of dollars worth of assets and I don't have time for this call and blah, blah, blah. You have to follow the same procedure and not get emotionally attached to the client, not allow that client's personality to disrupt your workflow or intimidate you into just rolling out the red carpet and trying to offer them something different. This is why you're not making money, if this sounds familiar. You don't have a procedure that you're following. You're just accepting anybody who wants money, just begging them for their documents, giving them a brief overview of whatever products you're offering them, promising them the world, and then getting frustrated when the square peg doesn't fit through the round hole. It just doesn't work like that. It's any wonder deals aren't funding, right? You're clicking on a video like this trying to understand how to make more money. It's because you don't understand exactly how to make more money. You're still trying to figure that out. And that's no fault of your own. That's just up to this point. That's your level of experience. That's the knowledge you've accrued from your experience, right? Or you're just starting out. But there's a procedure to this, okay? So first, let's evaluate the incorrect procedure or the wrong process, okay? Many brokers out there are being taught this or are practicing this, and that is get on the phone with a client, whether you're running an ad or you're purchasing leads, which is something you shouldn't do. You shouldn't be soliciting to clients anymore, cold calling. It's a waste of your time. Trying to sell them on your rates. We have the cheapest rates. We have the longest terms. We have the quickest turnaround processing time. Go with me. I'm the best. Everybody else is the worst. The call is about you. It's not about the client. It's not about understanding their needs. It's just about you getting them to trust you enough to send you 3 months bank statements and application, to get them to fill out the intake form, if it's a real estate deal, and send over the information surrounding the purchase of a property, the refinance they want, whatever it may be, or if they want equipment financing, right, the piece of equipment they want to finance. There's no consultation happening. It's just you trying to convince the person to give you the packaged file so you can forward to the lender and hope and gamble that it funds, right? And then, so you're requesting that application from the client, that information. You're just forwarding to that lender, and then you hope the deal funds. That's the process. Be honest. Many people practice that process. That is not there is no process there. That's not how it works. And unfortunately, there's blueprint programs out there that are going to convince people that that's how it works. It's not how it works. That's a high-level description of how it works. Oh, yeah, find some interested parties through an ad, buy some leads, sign up with the lender, develop a website on Wix.com or Squarespace.com, take those interested parties, package them up, forward to the lender, hope the deal funds. That's just a description of how it works. It's not at all an education on how the industry actually works, how a loan broker actually does business. There's a huge difference between expert consultation and niche product salesmanship. Massive, huge difference. And so this process is wrong. If this is your process, no wonder you're struggling to make money. Okay? The correct process begins with pre-qualification. You get on the phone with a client, right? If, let's say, it's a real estate deal. Do you have a property lined up? Do you have experience? Do you have cash in the bank? You're going to roughly need to put around 30% down. The lender wants to see liquidity, regardless if you have to put 30% down or not. They still want to see that you have cash flow. Do you actually do this for a living? How many exits do you have in the last couple of years? In other words, how many properties have they successfully purchased and flipped and sold, right? Or how many properties have they purchased, refinanced, and then held on to and turned into a rental or an Airbnb where they have actual tenants, where the business model is working for them. They have a proven track record. They want to do a new construction deal. Have you done this before? Prove it to us that you've actually done that before. Lenders want to know this. You should want to know this and understand, what kind of deal are we looking at? What does this individual look like? Are they actually ready to do business? Is it a deal on wheels, a mobile home park? Lenders hate those deals. They're rare to fund, right? Is it a very small borrowing amount? Lenders' minimum lending amount's usually $75,000, right? Is the property highly rural? Is it sinking its foundation? Is it a pattern of vacancy, forbearance? Is this even worth your time? If you're talking to a business, how long have you been in business? Sure. Is your business seasonal, right? Or are you year-round? Sure, right? How much money are you looking for? How much money are you grossing? Sure. These are basic questions, right, to determine whether or not this is somebody you actually want to talk to you. But the more important question is, have you recently defaulted on a loan? Do you have existing payments on a loan that you're not making, that you've stopped payments on? Have you recently been funded? How much of your monthly gross revenue is being paid to lenders in repayment of loans? Those are the hard questions. Have you recently experienced declines? What kind of loan products have you accepted in the past? Which kind of loan products do you not want now? Are you willing to accept a daily payment, a weekly payment? Do you want the monthly? Do you want a short term, a long term? What if I can't get you the premium product? Are you willing to take the high risk product? Are you having that conversation? If you're not, and you're just saying, yes, 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 give me the file, you're wasting your time. Now you're going to go into all collecting the documents and forward to the lender and back and forth between the client and all for what? The lender to make a quote with the product that the client has no intention of taking? All for what? For you to go back and forth and listen to the client's song and dance and phone calls and whatever else just for the client to get declined because they lied to you or didn't even tell you the information you needed because you didn't even know what to ask in the first place? You're wasting your time. No wonder you're not funding deals, right? And so you conduct a thorough survey only after you've pre-qualified and vetted the client, making sure that this is somebody you even want to talk to. And the more experienced you are, the better you are at pre-qualifying. And the less you roll out the red carpet for people and give them too much rope, and the more stringent you are and tough on the client you are when you talk to them, because you don't want to waste your time. An experienced loan broker, and anybody who's experienced in borrowing money knows this, that person's aggressive, that person's intense, that person asks a lot of questions and they don't beat around the bush, and they're not afraid to say, can't help you, and hang up the phone. So if you're on the phone, please, thank you, begging for business, you're already in a losing state, right? Let alone being the leader, controlling the narrative, any of the other things that we talk about on this channel, right? But anyway, conducting a thorough survey then around their borrowing needs, but beyond their borrowing needs. What is your business model? What are your borrowing habits? What does your cash flow look like? What does your assets look like? What do you look like as an individual? What does your entity look like? What is your credit history? Do you have relevant credit history? There's a lot of things that you need to understand. You need to conduct a proper survey so we know who we're talking to. We don't want just a blank application to come in with no information. We need context before the application. And if we like what we see, then we have them fill out a form. Then we take a look at the documents. And we either provide a quote ourselves, because we know our lender's products and the terms and how it all works. And so we're able to provide a quick quote for free, usually within 24 hours without pulling their credit, to let them know what's available to them in the nationwide marketplace. Or we need to reach out to the lender and gather and get a quote. But either way, more information is going to be needed. So if you're promising the client a quick quote, but you don't know what to ask for, what information to gather, how to properly conduct a survey, package, by the time you get to the lender, you're not going to get a quote because you're going to need additional documents. And that's when the client starts dragging their feet. You're not getting what you need, or you realize that the deal was never a deal in the first place, or they get frustrated and don't want to share information with you because they know that in the past this disqualified them, so they don't want to share that with you, right? Or that's why they ended up with a high rate last time, or whatever it may be. They don't want to share that information with you. You made the mistake of just letting them right past you, trying to collect their information and get a quote, and they're trying to trick out the system. It shouldn't work like that. You should thoroughly understand your client and their needs. Anyway, you provide the quote. If they're agreeable to the terms, only then does the underwriting process that begin. And that's where we really dig in to the paperwork that comes in, the financials, the assets on paper, the individual, the entity, the restrictions in the state. That, are they trying to purchase a piece of equipment? Are they trying to cash out of equity? Are they trying to purchase a property? Do they just want a cash flow offer that's not secured by an asset? There's lots of different bits of information, and you don't want to depend on the lender for that. You need to be the expert and understand how these things work. And if you do, you understand appraisal if there's an asset involved. You understand what determines an approval. That's the correct process, and that's what's going to help you fund deals. And nothing short of that is going to work. Any BS artist you see here on YouTube monologuing at the camera, reading from a script back and forth and gesturing and trying to get you to buy into it, they're emotionally whatever they're saying, and it's generalized, it's just wasting your time. You need the truth. The truth is, this is the process. The truth is, you need to be an industry professional and an expert. The truth is, you need to understand how the back end of the business works, how to process, how to underwrite, all of these things, not depend on the lender for it, not just forward to the lender for that. Anybody who tells you that is lying to you. Anybody who doesn't know how to speak to these points, doesn't understand how the back end of the business works, hang up the phone. Don't talk to that person. That person's not going to help you in your journey to being a successful loan broker. You need to dig in, right? That's just the truth. And that's what we do here at ION. We provide the truth. We provide true context and really reveal to you how this whole thing works. A real look under the hood. That's the difference maker. That's what's going to help you fund deals more often. That's what's going to help you make more money. That's what's going to help you be a successful loan broker, by realizing how the business truly works. Okay? Because the reality is, if you change your mindset, you're going to get new results. But if you stick with that same old mindset, this is easy, I'm going to make a ton of money, right? Really easily. I just need to forward information to the lender and it's straightforward. Or, you know what? I'm frustrated. Deals aren't funding. I need to find another lender. I need to get mad at them about their rates and their terms and their turnaround time because one of my clients said that the lender stinks, right? Change your mindset. You're wrong in your decision making and your way of thinking. If this is your mindset, it's incorrect. You need to reflect and look internally. The biggest break in the chain is you. If deals are not funding, if there's no consistency, there's a problem with your workflow, right? This is the qualification procedure. This and other things can greatly help you improve your skill set. If you want to learn more about these things, watch other content here on our YouTube channel. If you want to learn more about ION Capital Solutions, reach out, schedule a call, let's talk about it, right? But change your mindset, right? New mindset, new results. If you want change, you have to open yourself up to change, okay? And so I hope that this helped you. If you're new to loan brokering, if you're active in the loan brokering space, if you're struggling, if you're frustrated not making money, there is a better way. There is a greener pasture. There are reasons why you can get to the bottom of it. You can understand what the problem is, but you have to reflect and look inwards. You have to surround yourself with industry professionals and experts and help yourself by working with people like that so you can accrue knowledge over time through experience. That is the only way, okay? And that is the truth. So anyway, thank you so much for your time today. Really appreciate it. Hope you got something out of this video. Don't forget to drop a like and subscribe. Anyway, we'll catch you in the next video. Thanks.